Hello, this is Syam, and my student number is 20326888, and I'm here to discuss about my presentation, applying software engineering techniques to design and develop the software prototype. Here's a discussion introduction of prototype. A prototype system has been designed for LMP Technologies Ltd, which provides electronic repair services. The system supports three roles, which is administrator, technician, and the customer, with varying degrees of permissions. The whole setup is based on the principles of OOP to have a clean and manageable architecture. Like diagrams and models have been made to indicate how users interact with the functions of booking an LMP repair, assigning jobs, and setting the status of repair. Here you can see the overview of use case model. Use case model outlines how each kind of users interacts with the system, their functioning depending on their role. The administrator manages users, allocates jobs, like a technician perform repair updates, and the customer book services or view notifications by helping to establish system boundaries and responsibilities. And this model ensures the very predictability and security of the system. This model is also fundamental when designing the software functional components. Here you can see the overview of the class model. Yeah, a class model has been used that helps to structure a system into modular components. Uses types like inherit from one base class, so there is no redundancy. This also allows for polymerism. Classes such as job and equipment are related with respect to the services that exist in the real life. And also this model supports maintenance by separating responsibilities, and this model further guides implementation concerning where data and operation will reside within the system. Here and the discussion of how polymerism was used. Yeah. Polymerism also allows the system to treat every user type, such as administrator, technician, the customers, as we talked about earlier, as simply as user. Methods like display menu are overridden to implement the actual behavior expected from a particular role. This keeps the services classes simpler and increases system extensibility. And new rules can be added without changing the existing logic, and it can be like ensure the system remains scalable and the true to the object and object oriented designs. And here discussion of any design patterns included in the design. Yeah, this system makes use of observer design patterns inside the notification service to manage customer receptions or rejections of a message, most certainly for promotional content mostly for promotional content. They are furthermore like registration process reflects factory type logic inside user service, wherein like different user objects get created in consistent centralized manner. These patterns promote a clean separation of concerns between components and thus facilitate easier expansion and the maintenance of the system. Here we can discussion of use of exception handling. Yeah, use of exception handling. Exception handling enhances stability and smooth running of any system by dealing with the nature of runtime errors in a controlled way. Like custom exemptions such as user not from exceptions or permission exception can make finer distinctions on the kind of problems. Like such exceptions are then caught in try-catch block, especially on users and interferences and service classes. In order to correctly deal with invalid inputs or unauthorized actions without an adverse impact on the user experiences. Here you can see the discussion of design issues and challenges faced in the design. After this project, the major challenge involved in the placement of specific functionalities into various user roles while preserving the inherited sharing behaviors. Exception handlings as to be detailed at non-distributive, especially within the user input. Extra complexity in achieving coherent state consistency arose due to shared services classes being used in the different menus. And also these challenges are observed through their resolution by clean architectural separation, desired by the interfaces, and exhaustive testing during the integration in the discussion of design issues and challenge faced in the design, and the reflection of the object oriented techniques that have been learned. Yeah, in this project give me a thorough understanding of the application of object oriented principles in real life setup, and I embraced a encapsulation to group logic neatly along with inheritance and polymerism to allow flexible behavior for different types of use. I also learned about managing exceptions gracefully and applying designs pattern like observer patterns to decouple logic, and these couple but together increased by capability for writing and maintenance and scalable code. Uh, here you go. We can Here we come the conclusion. This project is an illustration of good use of object-oriented programming techniques for building a structured and maintainable system for innovation services management. And each role functions within its scope with a clear class designs and service logic implementations tested accordingly. And also appropriate error handling should be implemented to ensure reusable components and verified behaviors through unit testings, and thus these goals of robustness and morality practical applicability have been met. And you can see these are my references. Yeah, thank you.